If you've ever found yourself staring at the ceiling in the quiet hours of the night, wondering why sleep feels so far away, you're not alone. And if you've ever asked yourself, does calcium help you sleep? The answer may be closer than you think, possibly sitting in your refrigerator. For generations, people have sworn by a simple glass of warm milk before bed, often brushing it off as nostalgia or comfort rather than science. But it turns out that this old habit has a solid biological foundation. Calcium is widely known for its role in building strong bones and teeth, but its influence doesn't stop there. Inside your brain, calcium plays a critical and often overlooked role in the chemistry of sleep. It helps regulate the very processes that allow you to fall asleep and, just as importantly, stay asleep. According to sleep researchers, calcium supports the brain's ability to turn the amino acid tryptophan into melatonin, the hormone that governs your sleep-wake cycle. Without enough calcium, this conversion can slow down or become inefficient, leaving your mind alert when your body is begging for rest. To understand how this works, it helps to look at sleep as a carefully coordinated chemical sequence. Tryptophan, which is found in foods like turkey, eggs, and dairy, is often associated with drowsiness, but tryptophan alone isn't enough. In your body, it first becomes serotonin, a neurotransmitter that helps regulate mood and relaxation. Serotonin is then converted into melatonin, the hormone that signals to your brain that it's time to sleep. Calcium acts like a necessary cofactor in this process, helping the brain move smoothly from one step to the next. Without it, the entire assembly line can stall. You may have all the raw materials for sleep, but not the spark needed to set the process in motion. Calcium's role doesn't end once you fall asleep. In fact, it becomes even more important as the night goes on. Sleep happens in cycles, and one of the most critical stages is REM sleep, the phase associated with vivid dreams, emotional processing, and mental restoration. Studies have shown that calcium levels in the body are higher during these deeper stages of sleep, suggesting that the brain relies on this mineral to maintain them. When calcium intake is low, people often report frequent nighttime awakenings or waking up feeling unrefreshed, even after a full night in bed. This phenomenon, known as non-restorative sleep, has been directly linked to calcium deficiency in dietary research. So when we ask, does calcium help you sleep? The evidence points to a clear yes, especially when it comes to staying asleep long enough to complete those vital sleep cycles. Calcium supports the depth and continuity of sleep, helping your body and mind fully recover overnight. This helps explain why dairy products have such a strong association with better sleep. Milk, yogurt, and cheese create what could be called a perfect storm for nighttime rest. They contain tryptophan, the raw material for sleep hormones, and calcium, the mineral needed to turn that material into melatonin. Together, they provide both the fuel and the ignition switch. While the warmth of a bedtime drink can certainly be soothing, the real power of dairy lies in its chemistry, not just its comfort. There's also a subtle psychological and physiological effect at play. Drinking something warm slightly raises your body temperature, and as your body cools itself back down, it mimics the natural temperature drop that occurs as you drift into sleep. This sends a signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. But without the nutritional support of calcium and tryptophan, that relaxation may be short-lived. If milk isn't your favorite, yogurt can be an excellent alternative. In many cases, it actually contains more calcium than milk itself, and a small bowl before bed can offer the same sleep-supporting benefits without the heaviness of a large drink. And if you don't consume dairy at all, there's good news. Calcium doesn't have to come from animal sources. Fortified plant-based milks made from soy, almond, or oats often contain just as much calcium as cow's milk, sometimes even more. Calcium-set tofu is another standout option, especially for those following a vegan diet. Leafy greens like kale, collard greens, and bok choy provide highly absorbable calcium, and seeds such as chia or poppy seeds can add a meaningful mineral boost in small amounts. However, calcium doesn't work in isolation. Its effectiveness depends heavily on another mineral, magnesium. These two nutrients function as partners in the nervous system. Calcium promotes contraction and neural activity, while magnesium encourages relaxation and calm. If calcium intake increases without adequate magnesium, the result can be muscle tension or restlessness, exactly the opposite of what you want at bedtime. Research consistently shows that magnesium supports sleep quality and duration, helping calm the nervous system and relax the body, so calcium can do its hormonal work effectively. Pairing calcium-rich foods with magnesium-rich ones can make a noticeable difference. Yogurt with a handful of almonds, cheese with whole grain crackers, or leafy greens alongside seeds all create a balanced combination that supports deeper, more restorative sleep. So, does calcium help you sleep? Science suggests that it does, and in more ways than one. Calcium helps ignite the production of melatonin, supports deep REM sleep, and contributes to the overall quality of your rest. While it's not a magic cure for insomnia, it may be a missing piece in your nightly routine. By paying closer attention to your diet and adding a balanced, calcium-rich snack in the evening, you may find that sleep comes a little easier and feels a lot more refreshing when you wake up. Thanks for watching. Click the link in the description to get more details from our blog post.